Stop everything you are doing right now. Yes, I mean it. Stop. Because what I am about to reveal to you is not ordinary. It is not something you will hear in the news, in a book, or even from most motivational speakers. What I am about to share with you is supernatural. It has the power to change the trajectory of your life completely, to open doors that have been closed for years, and to release blessings that have been waiting for you to claim. These three numbers, when written on your hand, are not just ordinary symbols. They are not just numbers. They are powerful keys. Keys that unlock doors to financial abundance that you never thought possible. Keys that can take you from living paycheck to paycheck to experiencing a life of overflowing wealth and opportunities. Keys that can shift your mindset, your actions, and your circumstances all at the same time. And the most beautiful part, it doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter what your bank account looks like. It doesn't matter how many bills you have to pay or how heavy the burden of debt feels. Your breakthrough is here, and it is closer than you think. Imagine for a moment that every time you see these numbers on your hand, something inside you shifts. A part of your mind that has been doubting, hesitating, and holding back suddenly aligns with abundance. A part of your spirit that has been waiting for permission to believe finally receives it. These numbers act as reminders. Remind us that wealth is not just about hard work, but about alignment, faith, and clarity. They are symbols that connect the visible with the invisible, the physical with the spiritual, and your actions with your destiny. You see, money is not just paper or coins. It is energy. And energy flows to where it is acknowledged, honored, and activated. These numbers are a signal to the universe, to the unseen forces, that you are ready to receive, that you are prepared to step into your financial destiny, and that you are no longer willing to settle for less than what you deserve. Every great breakthrough in history, every miracle, every moment of sudden transformation has always begun with a sign, a signal, a symbol that reminds the believer that change is possible. And these numbers are exactly that. They are not a gimmick or a superstition. They are a spiritual and psychological trigger. Studies in neuroscience and behavioral psychology have shown that repetition, symbols, and visual cues program the mind for success. When you write these numbers on your hand, you are creating a constant reminder for yourself. Every time you look at your hand, you are reminding your mind, your spirit, and your soul that abundance is your natural state, that you are meant to thrive, and that scarcity is no longer your reality. And let me be clear, this is not magic without action. This is not luck without preparation. These numbers work because they align faith, focus, and effort. They activate the law of attraction, the law of cause and effect, and the law of sowing and reaping. They awaken your subconscious mind to possibilities that your conscious mind may have doubted. They prepare you to recognize opportunities, to take inspired action, and to step boldly into situations that others would avoid. They shift your energy from fear, limitation, and worry into confidence, courage, and clarity. So, take a moment right now. Pick up a pen. Write these numbers on your hand. And as you do, believe with every fiber of your being that something extraordinary is beginning. Every time you see them, speak the words of declaration. Feel the faith rising within you. Know that you are not just waiting for money, you are activating it. You are calling it into your life. You are opening yourself to receive it in ways you cannot yet imagine. The path from scarcity to abundance is not far. It is right in front of you. And with these numbers as your key, your financial miracle begins today. This very moment, as you choose to believe, act, and receive. Money is not just something you earn, spend, or save. It is energy. It is a force that flows, circulates, and responds to the signals you send out in your life. Wherever you place your focus, attention, and faith, energy follows. That is the fundamental principle behind wealth, prosperity, and abundance. Money flows where it is honored, where it is respected, and where it is deliberately activated. It does not flow to people who dismiss it, fear it, or treat it carelessly. The universe or the divine order that governs all things is not against you. It does not play favorites. It does not say that some people are destined for wealth while others are destined to struggle. The universe responds to action, to faith, and to declaration. The energy you put out in the world through your thoughts, words, and behaviors attracts corresponding energy back into your life. Every thought you think about money, every word you speak concerning your finances, every belief you hold about wealth is either opening the door to abundance or keeping it closed. If you constantly worry about money, complain about scarcity, or doubt your ability to prosper, the energy you are emitting repels wealth. But if you honor money, acknowledge it as a positive and necessary force in your life, and align yourself with its flow, you position yourself to receive more than you could ever imagine. The key is to understand that money is not separate from you. It is part of the energy of life itself. It is neutral. It does not judge. It simply responds to the vibrational frequency you emit through your beliefs, words, and actions. Science has proven this principle in ways that align perfectly with spiritual truths. The brain is highly responsive to repetition, focus, and symbolic imagery. Psychologists have shown that when you consistently expose your mind to a particular idea or symbol, you begin to think, act, and make decisions in alignment with that idea, even unconsciously. The subconscious mind cannot distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. If you continually focus on scarcity, your brain will search for scarcity in your environment. But if you continually focus on abundance, your brain begins to recognize opportunities, notice solutions, and make decisions that attract wealth. This is the principle behind why visualizations, affirmations, and declarations work. By repeatedly seeing, speaking, and believing certain symbols or statements, you are training your mind to act in alignment with prosperity. This is exactly what these three numbers do. They are not just random digits. They are a powerful symbolic trigger for your subconscious mind. Each time you see them written on your hand, you are reminding yourself of your connection to abundance. You are sending a signal to your subconscious that you are ready, that you are aligned, and that you are prepared to receive. Over time, your mind begins to scan your environment for ways to create wealth. You begin to notice opportunities that others overlook. You begin to take actions that feel inspired, confident, and aligned. These numbers become a conduit for your faith, a daily reminder that abundance is not a dream. It is a reality waiting for you to claim. Faith alone, however, is not enough. Action is required. The universe responds to faith that is accompanied by deliberate, consistent, and focused action. Writing these numbers is the first step. It activates the energy of abundance. But you must also allow this energy to guide your decisions, your choices, and your work. When faith, focus, and action align, the flow of money becomes natural, effortless, and unstoppable. Your mind, your spirit, and your actions become magnets for prosperity. The principle is simple. Money is energy. It responds to signals, and it flows to those who honor, declare, and activate it. EC3 numbers are your signal. They are your key. They are your connection to the energy of unlimited financial abundance. I'm talking about three numbers that are far more than mere digits. These numbers carry a vibration, a resonance, and a power that has been recognized for centuries across cultures, religions, and civilizations. They are numbers historically and spiritually tied to abundance, prosperity, and success. They are not random. They are not superstition. They are rooted in proven patterns of numerology, sacred geometry, and even the psychology of the human mind. These numbers hold significance because they align with the universal laws of creation. They are the language of energy, abundance, and manifestation itself. When you engage with them, you are connecting with forces far greater than yourself, forces that can redirect the flow of wealth and opportunity into your life. The first number is 7. 7 is universally recognized as a number of divine favor and spiritual completion. Across history, you will find 7 appearing in the most sacred and influential context. 7 days of creation, 7 chakras in the human body, 7 wonders of the ancient world, and 7 colors of the rainbow. 7 represents alignment. Alignment between your faith, your thoughts, and your actions. It is a number that encourages perfection in timing, discernment, and decision making. In terms of wealth, 7 signifies that financial abundance is not random. It is divine order manifesting. When you incorporate this number into your life, you are aligning yourself with completion, with the fullness of opportunity, and with the manifestation of blessings in a way that is orderly, consistent, and inevitable. 7 reminds you that prosperity is not chaotic. It is deliberate and can be drawn into your life when you are in harmony with the universe. The second number is 8. 8 is the number of abundance, endless cycles, and infinite potential. Look at it, an upright infinity symbol. This number represents the flow of resources without end, the constant cycle of giving and receiving, and the balance of cause and effect. In numerology, 8 is the number of material success, financial mastery, and wealth creation. The big across cultures, it is considered the luckiest number for prosperity because it embodies the idea of continuous flow. When you engage with this number, you are programming yourself, subconscious mind, to recognize abundance, to seek opportunity, and to act in ways that create wealth naturally. 8 reminds you that money is not finite. It is energy, and energy flows continuously. It reassures you that the universe is abundant and that there is always more than enough for you, no matter what your current circumstances may seem to be. The third number is 3. 3 is the number of manifestation, creativity, and faith in action. It represents the harmony of mind, word, and deed. The alignment of your thoughts, your declarations, and your actions. In spiritual and historical traditions, 3 is considered the number of miracles, the number of completion in creation, and the number of divine intervention. 3 reminds you that wealth does not manifest by accident. It is the product of intention, focus, and inspired action. It signals that when you speak abundance, think abundance, and act in alignment with abundance, the universe responds via multiplying opportunities, resources, and results in ways you may never have imagined. 3 is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. It transforms faith into tangible reality. When you combine these numbers, 7, 8, and 3, you create a powerful pattern of abundance. 7 brings divine alignment. 8 brings infinite flow. And 3 brings manifestation through action. Together, these numbers are not just symbols. They are a spiritual blueprint for wealth. They activate your subconscious mind, focus your energy, and open the doors of opportunity. Writing them, seeing them, and declaring them daily sends a signal to your mind and to the universe that you are ready to receive, that you are aligned with prosperity, and that you are committed to walking in abundance. These numbers are not magic. They are principles. They are patterns built into the fabric of reality, waiting for you to recognize, activate, and claim them. They are your key to unlocking financial freedom, your pathway from scarcity to overflowing wealth, and your reminder that the universe is ready to respond to the energy you create. Number 7 is not just a number. It is a symbol of completion, spiritual perfection, and divine alignment. Across every major culture, religion, and tradition, the number 7 has been recognized as sacred, powerful, and transformative. In the Bible, there are 7 days of creation, a pattern of divine order and completeness. In Eastern traditions, there are 7 chakras, which represent the flow of energy through the human body, connecting mind, body, and spirit. Even in nature, we see the presence of 7. 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 notes in a musical scale, 7 phases of the moon, and 7 continents across the earth. This number carries with it a universal message that life and abundance operate according to divine order. And when you align yourself with this order, you tap into a flow of energy that can transform every area of your life, including your finances. In financial principles, 7 represents alignment. It is the number that bridges faith, thought, and action. Money is not simply earned through hard work or chance. It is attracted through alignment. When your thoughts about wealth are pure, your faith in your ability to prosper is strong, and your actions are consistent with your vision, you are living in harmony with the principle that 7 represents. 7 reminds you that wealth is not chaotic, it is not random, it is deliberate. It is a natural result of a mind and spirit that are in alignment with the divine order of creation. 7 also carries the energy of reflection and wisdom. It encourages you to pause, to evaluate, and to understand the lessons in every financial decision you make. Unlike numbers associated with impulsiveness or constant movement, 7 calls for contemplation, planning, and spiritual discernment. It reminds you that financial success is not just about accumulation. It is about understanding, stewardship, and responsibility. When you embrace the energy of 7, you begin to see that money is not merely a goal, but a tool that can be used for personal growth, for helping others, and for manifesting your higher purpose. Spiritually, 7 is the number of divine favor. Across history, kings, prophets, and visionaries who were in alignment with their divine calling often encountered the power of 7. It represents completion and perfection in a cycle where everything aligns in its proper order and blessings flow naturally. When you write the number 7 on your hand and declare it with faith, you are inviting this divine favor into your life. You are signaling to the universe that you are ready to step into completion, that you are prepared to operate in alignment with your highest potential, and that you are open to receiving prosperity in ways you may not yet understand. In practical terms, 7 teaches the principle of alignment between mind, body, and spirit. Your thoughts create a blueprint for your actions. Your faith energizes your efforts, and your actions manifest tangible results. Financial abundance occurs when all 3 are in harmony. 7 is a reminder that you cannot separate your spiritual well-being from your financial well-being. True prosperity requires a balance of faith, thought, and action. It requires patience, discernment, and consistent alignment with your purpose. Writing the number 7 on your hand is not a mere exercise. It is a declaration. It is a daily reminder that you are connected to divine order, that your efforts are guided, and that your path to wealth is aligned with principles that are eternal. Every time you see it, let it reinforce your faith, sharpen your focus, and ignite your actions. 7 is the foundation upon which the other numbers 8 and 3 will build. Without 7, alignment is missing. Without 7, the flow of energy is scattered. But with 7, you are complete. You are in harmony. You are ready to receive the abundance that is waiting for you. Number 7 is not just a number. It is your spiritual compass, your signal of completion, and your key to divine financial alignment. When you honor it, believe it, and act on it, you are stepping into a life of true prosperity. Number 8 is not just a number. It is a symbol of abundance, wealth, and infinite potential. Look closely at its shape, an infinity symbol standing upright, a continuous loop with no beginning and no end. This is no coincidence. The energy of 8 represents cycles that never stop, flow that never ends, and resources that are limitless. In the natural order of the universe, 8 signifies continuity, balance, and the eternal movement of energy. It is the number that reminds us that prosperity is not a momentary event. It is a cycle, a rhythm, and a process that, when tapped into correctly, can flow to you endlessly. The number 8 has been revered across cultures and traditions for centuries. In numerology, it is associated with power, material success, and financial mastery. In Chinese culture, 8 is considered the luckiest number because of its association with wealth and fortune. It represents the alignment between the material and spiritual worlds, showing that true abundance comes when your actions, intentions, and faith are in harmony. Spiritually, 8 carries the energy of infinite possibilities. It is the number that assures you there is always enough. There is always more. Scarcity is not the rule. It is the exception created by misalignment. When you embrace the energy of 8, you are choosing to focus on flow, abundance, and the endless cycles of giving and receiving. What makes 8 particularly powerful is its connection to action and manifestation. Unlike other numbers that represent reflection or completion, 8 represents movement, expansion, and the practical application of vision. Wealth does not come by chance. It comes by action, persistence, and intelligent decision-making. Numerous studies on successful entrepreneurs, business leaders, and innovators show a common formula. Vision combined with persistence creates results. Symbolically, this equation is represented by the number 8. Vision alone is not enough. Persistence alone is not enough. But together, they create a cycle of action and reward that continuously compounds over time. Much like the loops of the number 8 itself, each step taken with focus and determination multiplies results, attracts new opportunities, and opens doors that were previously unseen. Number 8 also teaches the principle of balance. Its symmetrical shape reminds us that true abundance is not only about receiving, it is also about giving. It is about contributing, creating value, and circulating energy back into the world. When you hoard wealth, block opportunities, or resist giving, the flow becomes stagnant. But when you align with the energy of 8, prosperity is not just accumulated, it circulates. It comes back to you amplified, flowing in endless cycles of opportunity, success, and abundance. Spiritually, 8 is a number of empowerment. It reminds you that you are capable of creating your own reality. You are not bound by limitations. Wealth, success, and opportunity are available to anyone who aligns their actions with the universal flow of energy. Writing the number 8 on your hand, declaring it in faith, and meditating on its energy primes your subconscious to recognize abundance, act with confidence, and respond to opportunities that others might miss. Every time you see I, let it remind you that you are connected to a flow that never stops, a source that never runs dry, and a cycle that continues to reward faith, vision, and persistence. Number 8 is more than a number. It is a blueprint for financial flow. It teaches that wealth is a cycle, not a single event. It shows that abundance is limitless when your vision is clear, your actions are consistent, and your faith is unwavering. It represents continuous growth, ongoing opportunity, and infinite potential for prosperity. When aligned with the other numbers, 7 and 3, it completes the cycle. 7 brings divine alignment. 8 brings endless flow. And 3 transforms faith into tangible results. Together, these numbers create a framework for wealth that is spiritual, psychological, and practical. A formula that works when you honor it, declare it, and act upon it. Number 8 is the energy of infinite abundance, continuous opportunity, and unstoppable flow. It reminds you that prosperity is your natural state and that the cycles of wealth are endless when you tap into the principles it represents. Number 3 is not just a number. It is the number of manifestation, creative power, and faith in action. Throughout history, 3 has been recognized as a sacred number that represents completeness, harmony, and the alignment of mind, word, and deed. It is the number that transforms ideas into reality, dreams into tangible results, and intentions into opportunities. When you understand the energy of 3, you understand the principle of creation itself. The process by which thought, declaration, and action come together to bring results into the physical world. At its core, 3 represents faith in action. It is not enough to merely think about what you want, nor is it enough to pray silently or hope quietly. Manifestation requires alignment between 3 critical forces: your mind, your words, and your actions. First comes the mind. Your thoughts create the blueprint for reality. What you focus on, what you dwell on, and what you visualize consistently programs your subconscious mind to recognize opportunities that align with your vision. Your mind is the starting point of creation. It is where ideas, solutions, and possibilities are born. Second comes the word. Words are incredibly powerful. They are declarations that shape reality. Your spoken words, affirmations, and declarations carry energy and intention. When you declare what you desire with faith, you are sending a signal to the universe and to your subconscious mind that your goal is real and achievable. Words are the bridge between thought and action. They give your vision voice, turning abstract ideas into statements of faith that begin to influence both your mind and your circumstances. The number 3 teaches that what you declare consistently is what begins to materialize in your life. Third comes action. Your deeds, steps, and persistent effort. Vision and declaration alone are not enough. They must be coupled with purposeful action. Action is the vehicle through which ideas take form, through which intentions become opportunities, and through which dreams manifest into reality. Without action, faith remains theoretical, words remain hollow, and ideas remain unfulfilled. The number 3 emphasizes that manifestation is a holistic process. Mind, word, and deed working together in perfect harmony. Spiritually, 3 is also an ember of divine alignment. It is the number of miracles, of creative power, and of cycles completed with purpose. Many sacred traditions recognize the significance of 3. The concept of triads appears in religion, philosophy, and culture. Mind, body, and spirit. Past, present, and future. Creation, preservation, and transformation. This triadic principle mirrors the process of manifestation. You conceive it in your mind, declare it with your words, and bring it into existence through action. 3 is the practical and spiritual formula for turning faith into results. In financial terms, 3 teaches that prosperity requires engagement on all levels. You cannot simply hope for money and expect it to appear. You must think in abundance, declare your wealth, and take inspired, consistent steps to bring opportunities into your life. Writing the number 3 on your hand, combined with numbers 7 and 8, reinforces this alignment. It is a reminder that your thoughts, words, and actions must all work together to attract and sustain wealth. Every time you see the number, let it strengthen your focus, ignite your faith, and motivate your actions. Let it remind you that creation is not passive. It requires participation, persistence, and belief. Number 3 is also a number of creativity and problem solving. It empowers you to think beyond limitations, to innovate, and to see solutions where others see obstacles. When you apply the energy of 3 in your financial life, you begin to recognize opportunities, invent strategies, and create pathways to abundance that would otherwise remain invisible. It is the number that turns vision into reality and belief into results. Ultimately, number 3 is the key to manifestation. It teaches that mind, word, and deed are inseparable in the process of creating wealth and achieving success. By embracing its energy, writing it, and aligning yourself with it, you unlock the power to transform your life. Faith becomes tangible. Dreams become achievable. Declarations become results. 3 is the number that turns potential into reality. And when it works in harmony with 7 and 8, it completes the formula for unstoppable prosperity. Now that you understand the power and significance of these 3 numbers, 7, 8, and 3, the next step is activation. Knowledge alone is not enough. Understanding alone will not change your financial reality. You must act. You must put faith into motion. Here is how to do it in a way that aligns your mind, your spirit, and your actions with the flow of abundance. Take a pen, write 7 to 8, 3 on your hand. Make it visible. Make it undeniable. Every time you look at it, let it remind you that you are aligned with divine abundance. Let it remind you that wealth is not a dream. It is a reality waiting for you to claim. And when you see it, say aloud, I am aligned with prosperity. I am open to wealth in ways I cannot yet imagine. My resources flow to me effortlessly and abundantly. Speak these words with faith. Speak them with conviction. Let them resonate within your heart. The universe responds to energy, and your words are a powerful form of energy. They are a declaration of intent, a signal to the unseen forces that you are ready to receive, and a direct message to your subconscious mind that abundance is your natural state. Do this consistently, not once, not twice, but multiple times a day, morning, noon, and night. Repetition is not a small detail. It is the mechanism through which your subconscious mind is rewired for success. Behavioral psychology has proven that. Repetition strengthens belief, reinforces neural pathways, and increases the likelihood that your thoughts and actions will align with your goals. Every time you see the numbers and repeat your declaration, your mind is learning to think in terms of abundance, opportunity, and possibility. You are training yourself to notice opportunities that others overlook, to act boldly where others hesitate, and to attract resources that others cannot see. But understand this: faith without action is dead. Writing the numbers and speaking the words is only the beginning. You must also take inspired steps each day. Small actions guided by your vision, informed by your faith, and aligned with your numbers create momentum. Perhaps it is making a phone call, sending an email, pitching an idea, or taking a step that scares you, but moves you closer to your financial goals. The numbers themselves are powerful, but they do not act independently. They amplify your belief, sharpen your focus, and energize your actions. When you combine declaration with persistent action, you are participating in the universal law of cause and effect, and the results begin to manifest. The result is profound. People who practice this consistently with focus and unwavering faith report not just financial breakthroughs, but clarity, confidence, and a magnetic attraction of opportunities. Doors that were previously closed suddenly open. Resources that seemed out of reach begin to flow. Ideas that were invisible become obvious. And the most beautiful part, this is not random luck. This is alignment with universal principles. This is faith in action, amplified by deliberate focus, repetition, and gratitude. Gratitude is a critical component. As you take action, as you see opportunities begin to appear, as wealth begins to flow, even in small ways, acknowledge it. Give thanks. Gratitude signals to the universe that you are ready to receive more. It strengthens your faith. It deepens your connection with abundance. So, do not wait. Do not doubt. Your financial miracle begins the moment you take this step. Take the pen, write the numbers, speak the words, feel the faith, take action. Let them guide your thoughts, your words, and your deeds. Let them remind you daily that prosperity is not just possible, it is inevitable for those who align with the principles behind these numbers. Declare it, believe it, receive it. The universe is listening, and your abundance is already on its way.